Hi everyone, Coach on a Motorcycle. I'm at the Spirit of America Museum in Stroud, Oklahoma with Steve, who's kindly opened up to show me around.
Hello everyone, welcome to Stroud, welcome to the Route 66 Spirit of America Museum.
Thank you. So do you mind just showing us around, just giving us a little glimpse of what people can see if they come and join you?
The story of America is pursuing dreams, and when we want to pursue a dream and achieve it, sometimes we have to figure out things we didn't know how to do before.
Yeah.
You know, the Wright brothers didn't immediately know how to build an airplane,
Yeah.
but they observed birds and they eventually figured out how to do it. The Ford Motor Company was creative enough to create the Mustang in 1964, but they didn't immediately know how to turn it into a sports car. It was a sporty car.
Yeah.
What did they do? They went to an outside expert. They went to Carroll Shelby, and they said, help, we need this to be a sports car. And that gave birth to the Shelby Mustang GT350.
Yeah, you've got a beautiful collection there. Steve and I were just saying the two ways to do Route 66 is either in a Ford Mustang or a Harley Davidson.
I did it myself in 2011 in a 2008 Mustang. And
that's great. What else have we got here?
Well, we have a little bit of Route 66 history with Robert Waldmeyer, the famous artist who lived on Route 66 in a van and was actually the inspiration for the character of Fillmore in the Disney animated movie Cars.
Yeah.
So Fillmore is based on Robert Waldmeyer. We also have Angel Delgadillo. Talk about the Spirit of America. He created the revival movement in the 1970s by being just a concerned citizen who happened to be a barber in the town of Seligman, Arizona. What I want people to think about in my space program tribute is not only was it an example of America as a whole nation going where we had never gone before, but it also balanced out the very traumatic time of the 1960s, which began kind of with the assassination of President Kennedy, but then we also lost Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and we had the controversy with the Vietnam War. We were not a happy country in many ways, but if you were watching Walter Cronkite report on the space program, it was happy. It was hopeful. It was like the beginning of Star Trek, literally. And so I want people to know that even when times are bad, we have done the good things in the past, and we can do good things in the future. And what I'm talking about is a world where instead of cutthroat competition being the mindset we all live with, you know, is a world of cooperation that some amazing thinkers have figured out. So we have the works of Buckminster Fuller, W. Edwards Deming, and Russell Ackoff celebrated for teaching us that if we view things as a whole system and we understand we are one human family, and if we let science do what it knows how to do, we can actually get to a world of cooperation-based sufficiency instead of thinking that we live in a you or me scarcity-based world.
Thank you so much. It's such an important message, and people need that sense of hope at the moment.
Thank you. And they also need to understand the importance of women in the world, because we're still struggling to balance out how men and women relate in the course of humanity's progress. There are some countries where it's still not even possible to get an education if you're a little girl. Well, so the Wonder Woman Theater of the museum celebrates that we've had a wonderful fictional character to inspire us, but we've also had some wonderful real-world women, including Nichelle Nichols, who got NASA to expand the astronaut corps from being all white male test pilots to being people who were as diverse as America is.
Nice.
We had Amelia Earhart showing us that women can be leaders in the world of flying and not just passengers. Of course, Eleanor Roosevelt with her concerns for her human rights when the UN was kicked off. We had Sally Ride, who was actually recruited by Nichelle Nichols, and so that was the first American woman in space. And then we had Gal Gadot herself, who was at the UN to talk about this, along with Linda Carter back in 2016. And lastly, because sometimes fictional characters like Superman help us. If you want to imagine what it was like
Clark Kent's
Clark
office
to do his thing, you can visit the office of Clark Kent at the Daily Planet here at the
Wow.
Route 66 Spirit of America Museum. We have the old style phone. We have the old style typewriter. I've had people come in here, they haven't seen a typewriter like that before. And for sure they haven't seen a telephone like that before.
Right.
But the fun thing about that phone is you can go back to the 1950s in this office of Clark Kent.
No way. Wow. How lovely. Hello, Spirit of America Museum.
Is Clark Kent there?
I'm just changing at the moment.
Tell him to get here as soon as he can. Thank you.
All right, thanks.